Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kurt. Welcome back to Farlands or Bust, episode 595 for your Tuesday, July 12th, 2016. Woof, I know, Wolfie. Hopefully you guys haven't gotten used to the Sunday episodes because we're trying to get back on the normal schedule for Farlands or Bust. So I figured that's what I would aim for. Recording this on Friday. Figured I might try for the Sunday, but I don't think I'll have enough time to do so. So we're just going to shoot for the Tuesday. And you know what we have to do here? We've got our little cheaty exit here. We built into this pre-built. Well, we didn't build it all. It was a pre-built hidey-hole here. So what I'm going to do, first I got to make sure Wolfie stands up. And then magic. All right, you also need to kind of get out of the way. All right, so now from this vantage point, we should be able to, hopefully this doesn't cause any issues for Wolfie, we should be able to place a boat. I want it to be a little bit further away than that. Could we? Huh. Okay, well, this might work. I kind of didn't want to accidentally glitch into a block, but we can try. Are we ready for some magic? Let's try this in F5 mode. Nothing up my sleeve. Magic! Stuck! I'm stuck! No! Oh, the boat's facing the wrong way. That's the problem. There we go. We have exited, and now Wolfie should rather easily exit. Yep, there he is. Well done! We've exited the hidey-hole without breaking a single block. Without breaking a single block, indeed. Ooh, look at this! Magicalness. Whoa, yeah, that is kind of magical. Let's actually get back into our heads here and continue on. Like I said here in episode 595, let's actually go west here in Minecraft Beta 1.7.3 as we continue to do so. And we continue to raise money for Child's Play charity over at farlandsorbust.com. farlandsorbust.com, you go there, right there on the homepage, you'll see a box, a green box, kind of a green box, green outline box that says Child's Play Charities. It's got a big donate button on it, and there's a big number and a progress bar. We are up to $35,064. That is working towards our $60,000 goal for Child's Play Charity this season. Ooh, all right, just ride the boat on into shore. I do remember that I need Wolfie treats. I need Wolfie treats indeed. But yeah, we're trying to raise $60,000 here in Season 6 of Farlands or Bust. Helping get toys, books, games to kids in hospitals around the world is what Child's Play Charity does. So I appreciate the continued donations. And support for that cause, as we've been supporting them for over 5 years now. Like I said, farlandsorbust.com, and when you do donate, you can leave a comment. There's a little comment box. You can leave a comment and or question. More specifically, you can leave a question, and I will get to that question or topic or answer or query, if you will, in a future episode of Farlands or Bust. Like I have a bunch right now that we're going to get through in this episode. Hopefully. At least 2 or 3. But yeah, good times indeed. Wow! Look at this. Canyon of craziness. the canyon of craziness. Bloop. Oh, nope, that was, that pig was dry. I hear some zombies and stuff. Oh man, I'm maybe over here by this tree. I'm trying to find a good vantage point to take a picture. We haven't taken a picture in a while. Let's slow down and smell the roses for a little bit. Ooh. So interesting. I was trying to find a word that started with S, but it wasn't working out. All right, here we go. It would really been nice to be able to fit this stuff in, but there we go. There we go. There's our timestamp. I didn't get a chance to get Wolfie in that picture, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So yeah, this is pretty great. And once again, it is, after all, about the journey and not necessarily the destination, the Farlands. And this is the sort of stuff we get to enjoy on that journey. It's really cool. It does remind me a little bit. Ooh, look at this shot. Hold on. Pow. Wait, let's make sure the sun isn't being covered. Neat. that tree there. So yeah, I'm recording this on Friday. Hopefully this episode comes up on Tuesday. And not a good Thursday, not a good past Thursday for the world, or specifically America. It's a lot of not good news, not good happenings in the news, and I could talk about stuff. I'm not probably in the best place to do so. So I'm really not going to, other than just to I've probably mentioned this before. When there is bad news, and just continual onslaughts of bad news, as 2016 is trying to be, it's good to know that, yeah, you can be involved, you can have a voice, you can help those who don't have a voice, or share their voices and whatnot. That's a responsibility that you can put on yourself as somebody who wants to improve the world, and the world we live in and the communities we belong to. But that could be a responsibility to take on. But it's not your responsibility to inundate yourself with all this onslaught of news, which is hard to avoid these days, what with the continual connections to social medias, the internet, the 24-hour news cycle. So you gotta make sure to take time for yourself, self-care, I suppose, as it's called, to make sure you're in an okay place. As long as you're obviously not in personal first-person danger in the actual situation as it's going on, obviously, but just to make sure that it doesn't wear you down to the point where then you can't represent a calmer voice, a voice of reason, and to lend aid and assistance to those who really need it. I think I'm trying to be as sensical as I can be here, but you know what I mean. So that's why I decided, I was like, do I even want to, do I even want to record a Farlands or Bust? So just wait till next week maybe. But for me, this is my outlet. This is my form of normalcy, trying to get back to normalcy. I've been away from normalcy for quite a while. So I decided, you know what, let's do this. Got a whole bunch of questions here from amazing, awesome Farlanders who have donated to charity. And we're going to record this and get this up on Tuesday, and we'll have a good time. Well, maybe we're avoiding some of the bigger topics here, but I think that in certain situations, for these 35 minutes of my day, and then hopefully your day when you're watching this. Oh, wait a minute. Careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie, careful, Wolfie. When you're watching this, is hopefully a little bit of a reprieve, as it were. Oh, that isn't as deep as I anticipated. So, yeah, hopefully that's a little part that Farlands or Bust can play here. I do want the video for the last episode, 594, just went up when I was talking about the whole CSGO fiasco going on about it. And it seems like a lot of people tend to get hung up, and maybe I got hung up as well when I was talking about it, on the whole betting side of it and the gambling. Oh, you're getting kids to gamble on these CSGO game items, and it's like a lottery or a raffle or something like that, and that's or roulette, not roulette. What's the one where you put the coins in and you pull the lever? This is how much I gamble. I don't know the words, the ding 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 ding, and then it goes the slot machine, like a slot machine style thing. People really get hung up on that, which is, yeah, it's not necessarily a good thing to be pushing or encouraging on those younger. That's why it's literally illegal for anybody under 18 or 21, depending on where you're from, to gamble in a casino and stuff like that. Because it would be taking advantage of those who do not understand the greater ramifications of such things as these. Sure, that's a big topic to be concerned about. From my angle, it's what the FTC would be concerned about, the non-disclosure part. Take away the whole gambling side of it, or the fact that it's CSGO or guns or whatever, Pretend it's like a soft drink or something, and these YouTubers, these who have great influence and have millions of fans and young people who look up to them. Oh, I found this new soft drink that's amazing, and it tastes great, and gives me all this energy, and improves my virility, and this is great. I just picked it up at the store. It's not too expensive. I didn't pay too much money for it. And then later on, we discover that that person is actually the owner of the company that makes the soft drink, and is completely reaping all the profits from saying such things and promoting such things, but keeping that side of it a secret. That's the part of it that's like, that is okay. Gambling, we can debate about whether or not it's morally just or whatever, but that part of it is there's no debate whatsoever. There needs to be disclosure and stuff, and that's the sort of thing I feel would, well, creepers are spawning. That's what would cause creepers to spawn. Let's go to sleep. And awakeness. Ooh, can I use my bed as a diving boardness? I don't think so. I'm not going to try. That was 3 blocks, but then it was into only 1 deep water, and sometimes you can take damage doing that, so we'll not tempt the gravity of that, the gravity of the situation. So anyway, that was just my follow-up. That's the big deal. And that's been an issue for a while. There was a whole, wasn't it, Xbox, Microsoft promotion thing that they went through Machinima or Maker or somebody, and it wasn't disclosed, and that caused a bunch of problems. That's the sort of thing that a person should either, a person as in the YouTuber, should resign, should leave YouTube, or be forced to leave. But again, there's even more conflicts of interest. What with YouTube doesn't want to get rid of this channel that is making them X amount of dollars in advertising revenue and views and traffic. So there's just very, very many moral quandaries and coconuts that just are all wrapped abound in these sort of situations. But yeah, anyway, that was just a little bit of a follow-up. But enough of that razzle-dazzle. Let's answer some questions from donors to Child's Play charity. This one from Fortain. Fortain asks, do you prefer your fireworks displays, this being asked around July 4th, I'm assuming, on TV or in person? Do you prefer the big flash and sparkle, the old razzle-dazzle? That's where I came up with that. I glanced over at my notebook and saw razzle-dazzle. The old razzle-dazzle, or the good belly booms. Does Eva seem to mind the booms in the neighborhood, or is she like, when's the playtime? Well, when's the last time I've been to like a literal fireworks display? I don't know. It's been a couple years. I think I've seen my fair share of fireworks displays. I don't think I'm going out of my way to see them, particularly July 4th and stuff with the crowds. I obviously didn't see one this past week. You guys just popped into existence, didn't you? So yeah, I don't go out of my way. So neither TV nor in person, to be honest. I mean, obviously, if you want to see a fireworks display, in person is the way to go. But, yeah, I mean, I used to do the 4th of July thing with the family. My dad had a pickup truck, and we would set up the chairs in the back of the pickup truck or whatever. Alternately, we would go to, when we had tickets to the White Sox games at what was then Comiskey Park. Certain nights would be fireworks night, where after the game, regardless if they won or lost, they would do a fireworks show, which was always pretty interesting and cool. And there was also a local minor league team who did similar things. So those were always neat. Flash and sparkle, or the old razzle dazzle, or the belly booms. The boomy ones are interesting. The ones that are just like really small but bright flashes and really boom. I don't know. I guess I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite. I'm not much of a firework connoisseur, so I can't quite say I have a palate for a specific kind over another. does Eva seem to mind? Oh, she mind. She mind greatly. The entire week leading up to and then including July 4th, whenever the sun started to set, was shaky dog time and hide in the hallway time. So yeah, no booms, and sometimes fireworks will just be set off for no reason, and they'll freak her out. She gets really down and low to the ground and crawls, does like an army crawl towards the hallway where there are no windows, or, you know, I guess that is what she's deemed her safe space. Which really stinks, because it was pretty much around 5, 6 p.m. where she would be like, uh-oh, it's getting into the evening, that's when the fireworks starts. And she would refuse to go outside, so just had to keep fingers crossed that she wouldn't have any accidents from then until the next morning when I'd be able to take her out. So yeah, not a fun time. Not a fun time around these parts with Eva. She does not like the fireworks, like most dogs, and I think that was going around. That the 4th of July is the weekend that most dogs go missing and end up flooding the humane societies and shelters and things. Are you not gonna... Have you spared this pig? This pig has been spared. How about this one? Not that one. Oh, now... Oh, yep. Now we're well up on Wolfie treats. So yeah, I'm not sure what could potentially be done about that. It's just what most dogs do. A lot of people suggest, oh, the thunder shirts and things. Yeah, I haven't tried that, but it happens so infrequently. Like here, at least the time I've been in Arizona, nary a thunderstorm. She's similarly with thunderstorms, the like one that we've had since we've had Eva. A clap of thunder or whatever will give her the same reaction, but it never rains, it never thunders. Something I guess I kind of miss. Well, as opposed to the flip side, the Chicagoland and the Midwest is like between the months of April and November, every single week it's another cold front, a big line of storms that flow through, and thunder, lightning, tornado sirens, you know. That maybe might have been a little bit too much. That'd be a nice medium, that'd be great, but I don't know that one exists. So yeah, and similarly, she's very, unfortunately, afraid. There's a field nearby where it's like fenced in, so I'd be okay having her off the leash to play frisbee, which is something that she loved since we got her. Is frisbee, you know, running after playing fetch and frisbee. Unfortunately, something happened a couple months ago. I think there were some kids doing something or tricks on their skateboards, and it caused that kind of clapping noise against the pavement and while playing frisbee, and she associated that with fireworks or whatever and freaked out and ran home, and ever since then will not play frisbee in any of these neighborhood fields because I don't know, like I'll get a toss or two in and then like something will trigger in her head, I remember what happened here, there was loud noises, and then she'll cower down and start to run home. I'm like, no, stop, and I chase after her and stuff. So no more frisbee, unfortunately. So it is a little bit of a noise or something, anxiety that she appears to have. But yeah, no, Eva is no fan of such noises. Sudden, unknowable noises. Speaking of Eva, Pallet Hands asks, who cares for your dog when you are away? There is a... what do you want to call it? I don't want to call it a kennel, because a kennel sounds negative, but it's a pet hotel. A boarding place that they're all over the place. It's obviously a big business, but a place that we've come to trust. And you know, anytime nobody's home, it's she goes there, and it's weird because as I've said before, she does not like other dogs. Greeting and passing by other dogs on walks, other dogs behind fences. She goes into full flare mode, gets the big, ow, I just punched my headphone. Gets the big mohawk in the back and isn't really aggressive, doesn't show teeth or whatever, but just is turns to fight or flight mode. It's mostly flight, but she just gets really nervous. And cattle dogs in general are very solo dogs to begin with. They're not entirely incredibly social, but it also depends on their upbringing and whatever. And being an adopted dog, not sure what Eva's situation was. So the weird thing is apparently we're led to believe that the report card, you get a little report card of how your dog did at daycare or the boarding during playtime, and oh, she's a great dog, and these are her doggy friends that she was hanging around with, and blah blah blah, and she'd stick by the dog guardian, as they call them, and like whose dog is this? I would just, can you like put up a hidden camera or something to show me? Because this dog has nothing to do with other dogs. I do not know how that's possible, other than the explanation that they provide is, oh, most dogs, you know, when they're around their owners, they're defensive or nervous of other dogs, or defensive of their owners. So once the owners are out of the equation, you know, it's just normal dog, normal dog time. So maybe that's a thing, but that's just the weird thing. I'm like, either that's the truth, or they just don't want us to take her somewhere else. You know, why would they say that she had a terrible time or was scared in the corner or got in a fight with a dog? Of course, she's having a great time. Bring her back as often as you want. Oh. Indeed. Do we? Yeah, okay. I'm like, it didn't seem like it's been 3 days, so let's... Oh, there's a perfect little platform for our elevated hidey-hole right here. Gee, thanks, Minecraft. Nice sturdy base. Ace of base. What? No. Alright, let's place down the bed. And continue in the morning. And awaken us. Hey, look at that. It's perfect. Like a weird flower. that grew backwards. So yeah, continuing on. Let's make a few torches. I could use some torches, even though I don't go caving that much, but it's really just for the end of the episode, hidey-hole, so that it's properly illuminated. Xavier Penguin asks, if you had any kind of cybernetic type of implant to enhance things you already do, what enhancement would you choose and why? I've got plenty of wool. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm fairly #blessed to be in complete control of all of my limbs and fingers and toes and legs and arms. So I don't feel like I would augment any of that stuff. Also, I'm not much of an athlete to begin with, so it's not like, oh, I need to be able to jump higher or do this, that, or the other. So I think it would probably be something a little bit more technical, like eyes. To not, need contact lenses, but also, like, zoom eyes. It would really help with astronomy, wouldn't it? Like zoomy eyes, or eyes that you can, like, up the aperture and take in more light. Because that is when you do start to really get into astronomy, the pupil diameter is really something that affects your ability to see. And like you can, when you're purchasing eyepieces, little telescope eyepieces, there's a number with the good eyepieces anyway that you get called exit pupil, which is the exit diameter. And if that number is bigger than your pupil, then you're not seeing the full potential of that eyepiece, if that makes any sense. It would be as if the frame of your camera was bigger than the shutter. Does that make any sense whatsoever? You know, you're just losing light that's not fitting through the hole of your eyeball. So yeah, I mean that would be interesting, or to just be able to like go night vision mode. Not really night vision mode, but just like open up the aperture, long exposure mode, to be able to be like anywhere in the middle of a city, you can long exposure mode your eyeballs and see the Milky Way or whatever, the Andromeda Galaxy and stuff, just instead of having to drive 3 hours away from any sort of city center and then sit outside for 2 hours to make sure you get properly dark adapted with no white lights or anything. So yeah, probably the eyes. Probably the eyes. I'm not, I don't know that any other thing would really be necessary. So yeah, I'll go with a cybernetic eyeball, or eyeballs. That would be pretty cool, yeah. It would probably make you a better, like, driver too, right? Like, driving towards the sunrise or the sunset, you got all this glare and stuff, you'd be able to, like, instantly put on, like, polarized eyeballs, or, whatever would be necessary. That'd be kind of cool. So yeah, that's like probably one of the only times oh god, another freezy moment. Very appropriately here in this snow biome. Hello, we're fine. Wolfie, are you fine? Where are you? There you are, you blend in. Just look for the blue and the red eyeballs. Speaking of cybernetic eyeballs, Wolfie is all set. My character is all set as well, I guess. These glasses are part of our bodies. They do not come off. They are fused. Oh, man. Xavier Penguin again. There's actually quite a few. There's a handful of Xavier Penguin generous donations to Child's Play charity. Another one. When you go to the grocery store and the cashier asks paper or plastic, what is your answer? Or do you bring your own bag? Who you calling a bag? Does it bother you when a cashier asks paper or plastic? I don't know that I've ever been asked paper or plastic. It's usually one or the other. The only time where it became weird is visiting California, where they charge for bags. Not that I've, when I'm on vacation or on a trip or whatever, I'm not doing a full day's, full-time grocery shopping like I would here at home. But, that's the only thing that kind of threw me. It's like, 10 cents per plastic bag, or no, plastic bags are like illegal, but 10 cents per other bag. It's like, I'll just carry the stuff awkwardly in my arms, thank you. So, no, I don't know that they do. Not in Illinois and not here in Arizona. It's mostly plastic bags, unless you're going to like Whole Foods or Sprouts or something, then they use the paper bags. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure indeed. I do recall a time way back in the day when they, like most grocery stores, switched from the paper bags, the handleless. Remember paper bags that didn't have handles? Now they all have handles. They started switching from those to the plastic bags. It was just kind of seemed like an overnight thing. This was back when I was probably still in high school or something like that, but way back in the ancient times, a previous century. But, no, yeah, I guess I've never actually specifically been asked that to know. I've always just either been asked, do you want a bag for this, or do you want a bag for the bag at all, because you only got a few things, and I'll usually decline. I will usually decline a bag. I don't know that I would be bold enough to bring my own bag. That's kind of an awkward thing to me. And that's just a weird social thing. Like, I've been buying my coffee from a place that says, bring the, the coffee bag. They got the reclosable coffee bags back, and you get $1 off, and we'll just refill it with the coffee beans, or a new type of coffee beans. I can't bring myself to do that either. Because it was only the first time that I bought them that they said that. So I'm not sure if I misheard or I had that in a dream, so I don't want to be a rube who comes back. I hear get $1 off if I bring the coffee bag back, and then they're like, look at me like, no, that's never been a thing. What are you talking about? That's a social anxiety worry that I have. So even that, I'm a very strange little individual, aren't I? But, yeah, no, I've never had that question asked. Does anybody still get that asked to them? That seems like a question that doesn't come up that much anymore. I don't know. This was an anonymous donor asks a question here. Oh, That's definitely a spawner, but don't see it. Don't see it. Out of sight, out of mind. You mentioned previously that you attended art college. I will be going to art college this fall. I was wondering if you would say what school you attended, and do you have any advice for anybody going to art school? Well, I didn't go to an art school. I went to a public university that within it, like a state university that had an art school, as most do, a liberal arts public university. There's the School of Business, there's the School of Science, there's the School of Nursing or whatever, and then there's the School of Art. So yeah, that is, when I say art school, I just mean like the art department. I majored in a fine arts discipline within school. So yeah, that happened. So that's what I mean. And I didn't do the full 4 years there. I went to a community college first, got my associate's degree, and then transferred to a full 4-year college for the remaining 2 years. So not a typical experience, I would say. Any advice for anyone going to art school? Prepare not to sleep. Ever. Yeah, art school, despite its sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Stereotype of being easy, or like, oh, there's no tests or anything. There are. Like, art history is a requirement, and so are all the core courses. But, it's always kind of thought of being easy or whatever. That's not the case. It's quite difficult indeed, and you have to. I just remember there being a lot of studio time. When you're in class, you really never have time to like work on your projects. It all happens outside of class. So get to know your professors and the people who run the studios, because they will be the ones who will be able to get you into the studios after hours and let you stay there and do your work. And yeah, that's kind of the only advice I would have. It's and even just going out and finding equipment or parts. Like, say, like I took a couple sculpture classes. That's tough. Like when you're in university, you don't have a car, and you gotta like have materials and stuff to build things in your sculpture class, or find like an art store to buy specific particular things and paints and brushes or whatever. That's a lot easier now with the internet, isn't it? We didn't have back in the previous millennium. No, I went to college in this current millennium. You know what I mean? Whoa, you dang whippersnappers! It might be a little bit easier just to order stuff online and have it delivered, right? But I didn't have that luxury. I didn't have a computer until like the last year of my college experience. If you can believe such unfortunateness as that, jeez, no computer whatsoever. All right, I'm trying to arrange things. Well, dang it. Well, that's going to make somebody have a nervous breakdown. Oh, man. All right, let's dig in here to make the final episode's hidey-hole. See, I don't know that I have any specific advice. I'm terrible with advice about such things. I mean, also, like, sure, you're in art school and it takes up a lot of time, but just in general, college, school, university, maybe experiment a little bit to, not that type of experimenting, but the, like with your courses, like maybe take a couple, don't just get stuck in your department. Maybe take a couple science classes or writing or English classes that might be outside of your major, but you never know how, A, it could influence or actually improve your major field of work, or you can find, oh, I like this better. Maybe I should switch my, don't get stuck feeling like just because this is your declared major or whatever that you're bound to it. You're bound to it indeed. You're not. You can, that's I think the best time to do such things as these. because it's after college where you really start to specialize, and then that's when you get stuck in a rut, my kids. My kids? My kids. Who says that? Anyway, before I make myself older than I actually am, let's remind everybody to head over to farlandsorbust.com to continue donating to Child's Play charity. And thank you everybody who continues to do so. Slowly ramping up back here, like I said, with Farlands or Busts. I greatly appreciate you watching and following along. And everybody take care of yourselves and each other. I feel like, isn't there some television show or something, a radio show that ended like that? But yeah, do all that stuff. And we'll meet back here and continue on for the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time. I don't think so. I'm not going to try.